welcome to PT Kids Live with me, Daniel Woods, the owner of PT Kids and a specialist children's physio. Today our episode is part 1 in a series that we're calling Tackling Therapy's Big Questions. The first topic we're going to cover is all about goal setting. As you'll know if you've listened to previous episodes, this is a topic close to my heart. This mini-series of tackling the big questions has been recorded as part of one of our Team PT Kids CPD evenings, where we get together to help and support each other, share ideas, learn new things, and develop and grow as a team. So this is a little window into our world. During this session, we pick a topic, and then I ask one therapist to argue one side of the argument, and then another therapist to argue the complete opposite side of the argument. I've asked them that whether they believe in the thing I've asked them to argue or not, they put forward the most compelling reasons to support this case. So during the recording and during the initial arguments, you might hear a therapist make some points that actually they don't generally agree with in their day-to-day practice. But really the whole point of this is just to get everybody thinking about the way we work. As I said, this first question is all about goal setting. So the big question is, on one side of the coin, goal setting should be led by the therapist. On the other side of the coin, the argument is that goal setting should be led by the parents. And in the spirit of the evening, I did take one for the team, and I went first and put forward the supporting arguments for why goal setting should be led by the therapist. Three years at university, 11 years of experience, and countless hours of CPD and supervision, yet you would let a parent tell me how to do my job. Parent-led goals lead to reinforcing the old stereotype that your opinion can be bought and we can't be prescribed to. We're autonomous and we lead. Most parents don't know what their goals are. Most parents will say to you, I want my child to be as independent as possible, or I want my child to be happy. But these are philosophies. What do they mean, and how can we ever go about achieving that? Or we have parents putting forward a goal such as, I want my child to walk. And as we all know, this is a dangerous path to walk down. Therapist-led goals allow you to make this much more smart. And we are specifically trained in this pursuit. Therapist-led goal setting means that you can guide the family through things that are appropriate and achievable and give them targets and help them feel successful. As a therapist, it's you who knows what the child needs to work on next. It's therapists who write the goals. When was the last time you asked a parent to write their goals for you? Goal setting templates are professionally developed and designed for professionals to complete. And unless we lead goal setting, you could find yourself looking at irrelevant or unhelpful goals. And we need to use our expertise to lead the process. Parents look to us for guidance. Very often I ask parents, what do you want to work on? And they'll ask me, what do you think we need to work on? Another example is I had one of my counterparts from health call me the other day, and they gave me a ring to say, I'm just giving you a ring so we can set some joint goals to work on together. Now, there was no parent involved in this conversation before. There wasn't a three-way party involving the parent. This was, again, another example of how therapy-led goals are used quite regularly. So as far as I would like to put forward, I think it's our responsibility to coordinate goals, to lead goals, to write goals. We review them and we're responsible and accountable for their achievement. With therapy-led goals, they're expert-driven. It helps create achievable progress. It allows it to focus on evidence-based practice, and it makes targets much more tangible and not ideological. And that's why I think goals need to be therapist-led. Now, here is PT Kids Physio Lauren, who is going to discuss the idea that goals should be parent-led.
Okay. So I guess from a parent-led point of view, kind of asking parents to make their own goals, it makes it more personal to them. So they choose what is most important for them as opposed to what we think is most important for them. And this gives parents more engagement. It's something they want to do. So they're not being told to do it. They're working towards their own goal with therapist guidance. So in that case, sort of engagement level from the child and the parents as well is going to be higher. And you're going to get more from the child and parent, and they're more likely to kind of follow through with the activities and advice we're giving. And kind of from a parent point of view and therapist point of view, we don't always know what's important to them. So as therapists, we might think that a certain strength, like building up strength in their hips, is really good, but what does that mean to the family? If they can understand it more, they're more likely to do it. Recently, I've kind of seen that, like, I've thought something might be good for a family, but they've turned it into a different goal, but just made it more functional. So it's the same kind of thing, but they understood it more, and kind of followed through with it a bit more. So I think parent-led goals are more personalised, and they're more likely to kind of engage with them and get the best results.
Some great points by Lauren. We then opened up the floor for the rest of the team to join in with the discussion and make any points or counter arguments.
Well, I suppose it's a conflicting thing really for me, that even though you're saying you shouldn't have therapist-led goals, I think we live in a world where we still do predominantly have therapist-led goals. Because it's easy as a therapist to go, I want to work on X, Y, so-and-so is presenting like this and I'm going to work on X, Y, and Z because I know that'll help them get better and I can see what that'll look like if I don't do something about it. But this is, goes back to not getting the patient's story, not understanding what's important to them. I think we would want it to be parent-led 100% if we're honest with ourselves. However, I think we're still on a model where we like to take the lead because of some of the things you said, Dan. We feel like that we want to be autonomous practitioners. It makes us feel better if we're going in the direction we want to go in. Feel a bit uncomfortable opening the pot that might tell us, what the family want. Got difficult questions that might come from opening up parent-led goals. But I would like to say I think it's parent and child. That's the only thing, because I think you can quickly find out what matters to the child and make it important to them as well. So that's me.
I would like to raise a counterpoint, which maybe Lauren or somebody might want to jump in and answer. What do you do when you don't agree with the goal that the parents put forward?
I guess from my point of view, you kind of take the goal, but change it a little bit. So you still get the idea of it, but it's just a little bit different. So maybe say that's really good, but maybe we should do this first. Or to get to that, we should work on this first. So you always have their goal in mind, but maybe change it a little bit so that you do reach it or might reach it eventually, but just work on something else first.
I just wanted to touch on what Lauren said about the family's priorities as well. I think that's a massive part of goal setting. And actually, if you're trying to impose a goal that's nowhere near the top of their priorities, they're just not going to invest in it, whether you've set it or they've set it. So it's about sort of capturing priorities and actually seeing whether that goal can be more about different aspects of that child's life and encompass a little bit about the physio side of stuff, or whether just try and make it more purposeful and meaningful for that family.
There's Jenna and Emily coming up with some great points in the support of Lauren and her arguments. So it was then time to do the last thing, which was to take a vote and see which argument had garnered the most support. Okay, so we're going to take a vote then. So on the balance of argument, who believes that goals should be therapist-led? Damn it. To be fair, even I don't. So who believes goals should be family and child-led? Yeah. There's not a great...
Fair though, Dan, you did put up a good fight there. I would say, yeah.
Personally, I think they should be. You should do it. You do it together, don't you? You agree goals together. You talk about priorities, and then you break it down, don't you? Into how you're going to get there. and you make you sort of say, well, this is what I think we need to do to get there. And
yeah, definitely. I think they bring their dreams and aspirations, don't they? And you
that's
on
right.
how they get there.
Yeah, that's right. And I think it's a big educational point for families as well, isn't it? Because they don't know anything about goal setting, and so their goals might be really long term. And so you need to break it right back down, pare it back down, and help them to do. It's so important that you discuss it. And in some situations, it needs to be with the school as well, because there's what they need to be able to do at school is sometimes different to what they need to be able to do at home, you know, in terms of like concentration and being able to focus in class and that sort of thing. Because in a home setting, that's very different. It looks very different. So from my point of view, things at home and at school are quite different. So we have to have goals for home and school.
I agree with Elise, actually, because I believe that the last word should be taken from family, but family can't set up a goal without our help. And if we will not be there to explain and to set up the goal together, it's not a goal.
Or a dream without the plan is just a dream.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So we're there to provide the compelling plan, but they're there to provide the dream.
Yeah, that's right. That's lovely way of putting it. Yeah, it's a lovely way of putting it. It's a Dan special.
So there was Liz and Stavrula adding a little bit of balance to the discussions there, which is actually a really nice way to round things off. And that was one of my main motivators really as to why I wanted each therapist to argue each side of the argument in a quite black and white way, is because actually when you look at it a little bit deeper, there's a lot more of a shade of grey. And in practice, there's a little bit more balance to the way that we do things. That said, it was a resounding win for Lauren, with all of the team deciding to vote that they believe that goals should be parent-led. And to find out a little bit more about how you can do it and how you can set your own goals as a parent, then have a listen to the PT Kids System and Goal Setting episode. As I said at the end there, I do sincerely believe it's your role to bring the dreams, and then it's our role to create the compelling plan. So if you're looking for an open-minded team of therapists who have a really positive mindset towards the idea of parent-led goals, if you've got that dream but you just need somebody to help you with the plan and to give you an idea of how you can go about achieving that dream, then please do get into contact with us. You can find us on social media at PT Kids UK. Visit our website ptkids.co.uk or drop me an email directly. It's danielwoods@ptkids.co.uk. A dream without a plan is just a dream, but a dream with a plan is now a goal. So let's go boldly in the direction of your dreams. Make a plan together, and then who knows what your child will be able to achieve.